situational environment, occupational environment, observable environment, vibrational environment. They're all the same. Whenever you enter a field of energy, all of those elements are an all encompassing effect of what constitutes that specific dimensional plane that you're occupying. Because it's observable, you occupy it, the situation that's around you, it's all a given. There's a specific language that is spoken inside that vibrational environment that's like a little bubble that you carry temporarily or for any duration of time. Is it's all contingent upon your consistency of supplying that vibrational environment. And then if you fluctuate, then you're out of that field of energy and then you're into another, either lower or higher. That's where your moods, you always have to monitor your feelings and emotions and your moods, because if they fluctuate, they'll pull you out of a high vibration and drop you down. That's why you always have to be in control of every aspect and element of your energy. Because if these things go astray, or if some external source is controlling it and you're not in control of it, then they can pretty much dictate which vibrational environment you're going to be going into. That's why you should never let this system control you, because it's always going to pull you down. It's not going to raise you up. So when you're in control of yourself and you are completely unconcerned with the outside world and you're just proactive and autonomous and self-governing, you're not subjugated by any external, entity or intermediary arbitrary force that's trying to remotely govern your actions or your feelings or your vibrations, then you can dictate exactly where your energy is going to be at any given moment in the day or from second to second. And that's a really great place, because then no matter what happens around you, you're not going to be affected by it to such an adverse degree that it will cause you to pop out of that vibrational environment and find yourself in a lower, slower density that you're not in control of. Like I said, occupational environment, situational environment, observable environment, it's all a part of the vibrational environment, that plane of consciousness or unconsciousness. These are just dimensions, which are like basically layers of energy that superimpose themselves over each other and inside each other. In the physical, you cannot take two objects and merge them together because the density of the molecules makes it impossible. But the metaphysical, it doesn't operate like that. I mean, they go into long, drawn-out details and explanations, but the simple of it is that you just can't do it. In the physical, you can't merge two cars into the same space. You just can't. But in the metaphysical, that doesn't hold true, because you can have spirits walking through what you believe are solid objects, but they're not solid. Because once you break the third dimensional barrier, you will actually see exactly what all of this is. It's just energy vibrating at a very slow and very low rate of wavelengths and velocities. That's really what it is. It's just like the rate of speed that it's going by is very slow, so the five senses can detect it. So you always understand how a cop feels when they, take on that occupation, because that's exactly their observable field, and that's the perception that they're going to carry. And that's why they have the job they do, because in that line of work, they're tapping into a specific dynamic, a specific facet of life, which is crime and criminals and all kinds of horrendous things. A fireman, the same. An airline pilot, the same. They're only going to see that facet of what they occupy in that plane of consciousness or unconsciousness until they pull themselves out. Some people, it's just a job. Like from my own opinion, I don't think being a fireman is an occupation. I think it's something that they are. It's not like a 9 to 5 and then they go home with their family. I think they're always firemen because they're heroes. It's not something that you do. It's something that you are. That's just my opinion. But what I'm saying is that when you insert yourself in a specific occupational field, you become that vibrational environment, situational environment, observable environment. It's all encompassing. It's all one. It's the everything of everything for that plane of consciousness or unconsciousness. And it can find itself blending with others. But at the same time, if you're really good at it, you can isolate your vibrational environment to where you're actually mingling with other people, but they're not encroaching on your vibrational environment. That's when you have full, autonomous, proactive control over every aspect of that environment. And that's something to strive for. I'm still practicing that. That's when, no matter what you see or hear or whatever, it doesn't affect you because you're in your own little world. You're not behind a wall. You are just in your own universe, and the only thing that's relevant to you is what transpires inside that field of energy, and it's freaking beautiful, man. It's something that we should all strive to attain. That's for sure. This way, we're celebrating each other's diversity of the fields of energy that we carry, but you're not fighting each other over it, and that's a really great place to be, I think.